everybody. All right, so we are here today on City Skylines. That's a little bit of a different one for you. I was browsing the subreddit, City Skylines subreddit, and there was this new mod, or is this new mod, that is kind of blown up, and I wanted to review it here and give you my first impressions and thoughts on it. I've been playing with it for about an hour now, and I really like it, but I'm noticing that it falls short in very specific ways where decals just might be the answer instead of this mod. What is this mod? Well, this mod is called Intersection Marking Tool. So first things first, I noticed right when I went to the workshop and downloaded it, I didn't understand how to activate the tool, so I had to kind of dig a little bit, and I found this menu here. You can make this configurable. Control L is just the default. I left everything on the default, and this is how to start this mod. What does this mod actually do? Well, to put it simply, you can take a boring interchange or intersection like this one entering right onto the highway and turn it into a prim and polished intersection. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So this mod excelled highly with putting lines down on the road. What it doesn't excel at is things like this. This is where things get a little finicky for certain instances. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's explore what this intersection is doing here though, because when we go into this intersection, let me put that Control L, there it is, and you'll see that I have nodes immediately set up. So first things first, these are points or lines, or points or nodes that you can use. And you can do simple things like offset them by points. You can drag them around as well. And then also you can, I believe, edit the point. Yeah, if you just wanted to click on it, you'll get it and open it up, and you'll see that you can choose that offset there. So you can put the numbers in, or you can drag it around with holding Control. Next thing that we have is the lines. Now the lines are something that you use and you create and you point them at different places, and you get different options here. So these options, you can use solid, double solid lines, double dashed, all these other options, whatever works for you for this instance. You can change the color of it if you'd like. Yellows, reds are great to kind of highlight different marking places. You can change the width of it if you'd like. This is a great way to create crosswalks of the sorts. And essentially, I haven't figured out what this one is quite yet. This is, I imagine, just where it's ending and where it's starting at. This is where things get a little tricky when it comes to where the points get filled at. Because what this mod doesn't tell you is that as you intersect lines, it creates filler points. And these filler points are how you create these sort of no-go areas. When you go into the filler areas, you'll start to see that, well, first of all, I have to hold Alt, that there are now 2 filler points associated with this area. Without this line, let me delete this line real quick, and you have to do this manually. You have to go in here and click that line. Yes, I want to delete the line. Without that line, you'll notice that these filler points are no longer there. So this one in particular here goes from this node to this node, which creates this nice, beautiful area. If we are using a more complex intersection, this can be difficult. So let's go over to another intersection and where I'll show you where this mod starts to dissipate a little bit. Okay, so here we are at a much more complex intersection. It has unfortunately started raining. So let's take a look at this. We've got this node here. And if you notice, it's a very complex intersection, right? It goes pretty much everywhere and everywhere. It would be terrible for traffic, but it's great for demonstration purposes. Okay, so this guy, let's just bring him, he has to go here, right? So we're gonna create a line there. This guy has to go here, and this guy has to go over here and here. Great, we've got a little line set up. But now what I want is I want a little tiny bits of, I don't even know what to call them, caution areas, no-go areas? Let's call them no-go areas, right? The only way to do this is to create a filler node right here. This is where the mod starts to fall short a little bit. There are intricacies of the filler nodes that are tough. So if I wanted to have a spot right here, right, well, I could just kind of put this line right here. And now I should have a filler node here by holding Alt. I do, yes. And I would put a striped pattern here. Notice that this striped pattern goes over the curb. This is something you can fix by using the offset medium and just kind of finding where that works if you used striped lines. If you are not using stripes, it does start to, it's a little unfortunate that you're not filling in this gap here. This is where a decal might be better than something like this. You could use something, a little stronger to fix this, but I mean, if you really wanted to get in there and create tiny little lines to make this function, you're welcome to do that. This line though, right? This line here is the problem line though, because it's not giving us any information. It's cluttering up the intersection a little bit more. We don't want it. How do you get rid of it though? Well, this mod does something hidden, but it does work. So you go back into the lines, you click on the line that you created, and notice that if I move my width down, it doesn't really work out. 0.5 is 0.05, as low as you can go. So you can't get rid of it by putting the width to 0. How do you get rid of it? Well, you have to go into color, and you have to turn the transparency down all the way to 0. Now, if I bring this filler back, you'll notice that the line does not exist to give this space a little bit more a direction, if you will. So this is about the only downfall that I can see so far with this mod is the filler side of it. Overall, I love this mod. I think it's really good. I think I'm gonna start incorporating it into my builds at certain intersections. I don't know if I would do it like this. I mean, this would be more of a residential intersection if I was going to create something. But like, for these highways over here, like, doesn't that look so good? Like, I freaking love it. I love it. So that's what I think this mod is good for. Simple intersections. The more complex the intersection, you might want to still rely on decals to mark things out and make it a little bit easier. That's what I got for you today. If you are enjoying this Skylines game, I do have a city that I am building. I've never reached 100,000 population before, so I'm gonna try to do that. You can follow me down below, see all the other videos that I've created. Click the subscribe button, and thanks for being here. All right, that's all I got. Peace, take out.